So, page
You know if you'd
65.
stayed in the show.
S1B in the oboe part. Write it down.
That's horrible, that is. That's on that
S1B.
radio now. Stop it and delete
S1B.
it and do it again.
S1B,
S1B.
from
In
which
what?
part?
Oboe. Page 65, top of the page. Whilst we've still got our chords going on in the piano. Piano, first bar 65, C major 7. And then we have an E minor 7 all the way through to the end. That's C major 7, and then that all the way through to there. It's E minor.
I thought you meant to the end of the movement.
No, to the end of the page. Okay, last bar of 65, you have an E major chord. So last bar of page 65, E major chord. The bar before it, and the bass goes from a B, so you've got B to E, perfect cadence there, into E major. Perfect cadence into E major. And we turn the page to 66 and we're in the transition. Transition goes from figure 5 to figure 7. So into the transition, figure 5 to figure 7, and we land in E minor. Or is that a little bit strange? Landing in E minor at figure 5, why is it slightly strange?
It's the transition.
No. What have we just had?
An E major chord.
E major chord. So we have a perfect cadence into E major and it goes straight into E minor then. So, piccolo, the flute and the piccolo there and the woodwind have 2 bars of semiquavers and an answer by the piano. And that kind of dialogue carries on between the woodwind and the piano. Up until figure 6, so figure 5 to figure 6. It's interaction between the woodwind and the piano. Piano part here looks a little bit like the start of the movement where he had his little toccata-like ideas. So the piano part reminds us of bar 5. Okay, figure 5, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars there at the top, and then another 4 bars at the bottom, and there is a sequence in between those two. So you get the top line with a all the way through, then it jumps down a tone in the bottom and plays it again. So, top staves, figure 5 in E minor. So top staves, figure 5 in E minor. And then the bottom staves of that page, so the 4 bars leading into figure 6, the bottom staves are in D minor. So it's a tone lower, but it is a sequence there. And we get to figure 6. How is figure 6 different from figure 5, Amelia?
Let's move to the piano.
Yep, we've lost the dialogue between the two sections and we've just got the semiquaver pattern on the piano. Well spotted, Amelia.
Thanks.
Bravo, did you read it off the book?
No.
Okay, so we're on page 67 in the top and we're in which key, Matthew?
Where?
Page 67, that's the top.
C major?
Yeah, we are. In C major then at the top. So we had some E minor, we've moved down to D minor, and his sequence is then carried on into C major and moved down again, even though the material over the top has changed. And then the piano gets higher and higher and higher in pitch until we get to the end of the page, and we have 4 short chords. Do, 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 do. Where have we heard those before? So it's the last bar of page 67 and the first of 68.
The opening.
From the very start, isn't it? We called that figure F at the start. So it's those 4 stab chords.
What does 16 VA mean? Does it just up 2 octaves?
Up 2 octaves, yeah.
What does 15 VA mean then?
It doesn't. Where have you seen that?
Sibelius.
Don't know. So, all the way up to figure 7, and we land in B major just as we get to figure 7. Okay, two things change at figure 7.
B major.
Yep, just before figure 7. The chord before figure 7 is B major.
I got that wrong.
If you look at the harp part.
Harp. Oh. B. Major.
Yep, figure 7, two things change. What might those two things be?
Key signature.
Key signature changes. And anything else happen anywhere down?
Time signature.
Time signature, just for two instruments though. So we land in a situation where we've got 6/8 in the horns and the trumpets, and the rest of the orchestra is still in 2/4. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So whilst you've got the most of the orchestra going 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and, trumpets and trombones are going 1 2 3 2 2 3 1 2 3 2 2 3. Yeah? So the actual beat is the same. It's just that the trumpets are subdividing it into 3. Yatta da yatta da yatta da yatta da, and the rest of the orchestra subdivides into 2. Yatta yatta yatta. Yeah?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it's his way of he's trying to create a march feel, but he also wants to do that using triplets rather than putting triplets all the way through. That he just changes it into 6/8, which is not unusual in modern music, but we've probably not come across it before. So, figure 7, second subject. In figure 7 through to figure 11. Okay, so first thing, the melody and the thematic material here is in the horns and the trumpets. So S2A, ba-ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-bum, is that first phrase from the trumpets, which is written as corny on the score. So the first phrase from the trumpets is called S2A. So it's subject 2 and it's A because it's the first part of the material there. It then has an answer from the horn. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-bum. It's going to be S2B. So 2 bars of S2A, 2 bars and a note of S2B.
Is that S2B?
Yes.
Okay.
You then get an answer again from the horn, which we're going to call S2A1, because the ending is slightly different. It's a slight change of rhythm there. So it goes a little bit short. So that's S2A1. And then the answer from the trombone is different again. So the first 2 groups there are called S2C. So that one, and it stops there. First 2 groups are called S2C. And then the third longer group is called S2D. And that's all of our subject 2 thematic material. S2D.
Where's S2? Oh.
So S2C is there. That's your S2C, and that's your S2D there from that B there.
Oh, right.
Within S2C, then there are a couple of smaller patterns. So the first pattern in S2C, where it goes B, C, D, C, that's called C1. Ba-da-da-dum. It's called C1. The next group is slightly different because it goes up to the E. Ba-da-da-dum. So that's called C2. So within S2C, you've got a C1 and a C2. And then inside S2D, the first 3 notes of S2D is a Z from the start. And the third group of 3 notes is also a Z from the start. So from figure 7 again, you have ba-ba-da-ba-bum, ba-ba-da-ba-bum from the horns, so S2A. Answer from the trumpets, ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-bum, S2B. S2A1, ba-ba-da-ba-bum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-bum, and then a longer answer from the trumpet. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-bum over the page. Does that make sense? Yeah? That is where all of S2 Subject 2's material is introduced. Okay, what's going on then in the strings? Does anything there look vaguely familiar?
Where?
In the strings from the start of Figure 7. From the start of Figure 7.
It looks like how it used to look in Movement 1.
Okay. Anything else with that?
No.
If you think that Figure F, that we had right at the start, is 4 chords, isn't it? So he's using that 4 chord idea, though not the same notes here. Because the first thing that we have is the violas and the cellos, 4 chords on the beats, and then there's an answer of 4 chords from the violins, down to the violas and cellos for 4 chords again before it changes. So there's a reminder of Figure F. It's not actually Figure F, but there is a reminder of Figure F in here. Okay. Now, he's got this dialogue going on between the horns and the trumpets, and apart from that, there's just homophonic texture going on. We're just getting chords. Yeah, so all the focus is on the trumpets, and this kind of da-da-da-da-da-da. It's almost like circus-like march going on, and then it's homophonic texture in all of the accompaniment there. And then just before 8, bar before 8, ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum, you've got an A1 there coming down.
Just 3 notes there.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. So just that phrase from the trumpets coming down there is an A1. Okay, so we've got as far as Figure 8. Now,